Ready? All right, we're here with Danielle Kang, kicking off the 2022 season in style here at Lake Nona. How was your off season? Looked like you were here, there, and everywhere, Vegas, USGA things, but how was the small break that we got before coming back?
It was really nice, but I actually traveled a lot for the first 3 weeks. I went to see a lot of my friends. I did go to New York for less than 24 hours. I told former commish that I'm going to restrict his number now, because every time I answer his call, he asks me to fly somewhere. But it's great news, though. USGA has partnered up with ProMedica, and now we have $10 million purse, so no complaints there.
No complaints there with that. That brings us here. We have an increased purse here. We have a lot of increased purses around the season. Hilton Grand Vacations coming on. It's a really good time to be on the LPGA Tour. Does that make you even more excited to get this new season started?
Every year that I've competed out here, I know that we've been progressing in the right direction, and the purses are getting bigger. We're getting more TV ratings, more TV times. I believe that, in 5 to 10 years to come, I don't know where we would be, but hopefully that we've done our part and just keep growing the game like we normally do.
Well, right now we're here at the lovely Lake Nona. This is a great tournament, a great event to see some of the biggest names in the women's game, some of the biggest names in sports in general. What is this tournament like? You're a runner-up here. You've seen how all these events work. What's this tournament like? How can you explain it to the fans?
Playing with the celebrities is super fun. I hope that I get paired with my friends that I normally do. I come out here and, they changed the venue, and Lake Nona is a really difficult golf course, and I believe that if you have a home course, I think there will be a home course advantage. There's a lot of little nooks and breaks on the greens that I quite don't know yet, trying to figure that out, but it'll be...
Just closing the tarp.
We're okay. Yeah.
It'll be a good week, no matter what.
It's really exciting to be here. I love that we have the Tournament of Champions event. I wasn't here a few years ago, and right now the Hilton Grand Vacations has been incredible before Diamond Resorts as well, to start off this event, to kick off the year with the champions out. So it's really cool.
Who are some of the friends you hope to pair up with?
Well, Lee Bryce, I've played with him every year, and I love that man. So I'm hoping he's in my group again. He's not a good golfer, and he just has the best vibes, though, and I love that. And I mean, you can tell by having Ollie on my back, same thing, just has the best vibes, and I like happy, positive people.
Great. We're going to open up to questions. Let me know on the Zoom if you have any, but we'll start here with George at this microphone right here.
Hi.
Hi.
I noticed that you didn't make the weekend cut here when they had the Game Bridge last year. I saw the same.
There's no cut this week.
What's that?
There's no cut this week.
And no, but I found it very surprising considering how elite you are. What are the characteristics of the course that you feel like you're getting a handle on?
Funny enough, I actually don't remember. When I miss a cut, I just kind of forget about it. But when I finish second, I don't forget.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what I did here. I do remember the golf track as I play. I remember the Diamond Resort, the Four Seasons golf course, like the back of my hand. I'm a little weird that way. It'll be fine. There's no cut, so we're good.
I don't know if a lot of golf fans realize how tough it is to show up at a brand new course when you're told, hey, it's going to be here, as opposed to having some reps and experience on it.
I'm a player that needs to play about 30, 40 times the same golf course for me to understand exactly where everything is. So playing it once or 5 times is not going to really matter. I think making good notes in my yardage book is the big deal. I put a lot of arrows and things like that. I create my own little green directions and stuff. So, sorry. I don't know what's going on today. So the golf course is difficult. Sorry. There's so many movements.
It's early in the year. It's the first one of the year. You got to get practice reps here.
Yeah, I'm nervous during the press conference. There's movement there. There are people going. I go, hi. We're good.
All right. Thanks, George. Over here to Amy.
Hey, Danielle. At
Hi.
the end of last season, you said you were feeling uncomfortable. Where is your comfort now to start 2022?
I'm always uncomfortable. I have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, as my brother says. I've done some really good work this off season. I'm happy with the progress, but I'm not where I want to be yet. So That doesn't mean that I can't compete. I know where my game's at. But physically, physiology, mental, physical, all of it, it's in the correct direction. But I'm excited to play. It's not quite solid yet, but it's better than it was, so it's good.
You had talked about that at the end of last year as well. Like, there's so many different aspects with the mental as well as the physical. Was there a certain area that you focused more on during the off season?
I focused more on everything. But I was very diligent and consistent with all the workouts and the mental coaches and the lessons and training, all that. I had a schedule. I know people have mentioned on Instagram that I go out a lot in Vegas and have fun, but I do go to a lot of sporting events. That's just my fun. That's when people ask me, what do you do when you're not playing golf? I go watch other people play sports. But with that being said, it's just been a very consistent routine that I've had. So I was kind of nervous coming out to a tournament because this is the most inconsistent schedule, because every day is different. And I think there was a quote that somebody posted that I said that sometimes we wake up at 4, sometimes we wake up at noon. And people said, oh, boo-hoo, you get to sleep until noon. Well, actually, it's just sometimes you have to sleep at midnight. It depends on if I can get my workout in. Sometimes you don't eat right and you don't have time to eat. You have a late tea time. Finish at 8, you run home. It's 10 o'clock, I got to sleep, wake up at 5. It's just that kind of things that I can't really balance as well yet after 10 years. So it's still a work in progress, trying to figure out. My physio is back, so I'm really happy with that. With Corona, he hasn't been around. COVID, sorry. He hasn't been around, but he's back, so it's all good.
Over here to Brentley.
At the CME last year, you talked about kind of the distance you lost with your driver. Has that come back, and is there anything that you did, whether changing the shaft or the head or anything?
It has come back, but I called it Wi-Fi. It's wider. Okay. So my misses are bigger, but my distance is back. So I get some random little blocks or that, but it's narrowed down in the last 2 weeks. But the golf course is wide out here, so I think more so you have to know where you're gonna hit your second shot. What was it, number 4? Is that par 3? Number 5, par 3. I hit a good shot yesterday, and then I ended up rolling back 45 feet, so didn't realize that there was a hill there. Those kind of things that I think is more important this week, more so than distance.
And then you talked about being comfortable being uncomfortable. Is there any tips or tricks or practices that you do to help with that? Probably
reps. And I actually have a sports psychologist named Micah, and he actually helps me really check into the present moment. I'm always uncomfortable. We've figured that out. But trying to have that second or 2 seconds of just comfort and bringing back to the present moment is something that I work on every day. I actually slept over at Amy Yang's house last night. I'm going to throw her under the bus here because she made me meditate and stare at nothing for 20 minutes yesterday. That was difficult. I go, 20 minutes? What? So she just made me sit there, took my phone away, everything. I don't know how she does it, but it's things like that you have to work on.
Did you feel better after that? Or?
Yeah. I felt calm. I'm not usually calm, so.
That's good. And you mentioned being a sports fan, just kind of in general. Are you an adopted Raiders fan now, or?
Yeah, I root for them. Their home team.
What was your take on the whole rooting for a tie or playing for a tie thing in the playoffs?
Well, I didn't. So, I don't know. I was on the field that day, which was really fun, but I did leave during overtime because I needed to get my car out of the parking garage. It's going to take 2 hours. There are some, the Raiders fans are dedicated. So, especially I'm starting to learn that Vegas sports fans are dedicated, and I'm probably one of them that go to almost every single game, courtesy of MGM Resorts. They really put me up at suites and nice tickets, so a lot of my friends that I go.
Now, last question for me. Hypothetically, if you could win the race to the CME Globe by tying, would you go for the tie, or would you just try to win knowing that you could also lose?
I would probably... I don't think you...
Well, I know it's not possible to...
Oh, just in general, would you go for a tie? No, I wouldn't go for a tie. Yeah. Either you win or you lose. I mean, I've been living like that for 11 years, playing golf. We normally lose every single day. our winning percentage is less than probably 2%, less than 1%. I don't even know what the percentages are, but now you either got to win or lose, right?
Yep.
Even second place, you're a first loser. So just got to go for it. Might as well.
Thanks.
We're going to go to the Zoom. Beth Ann, you can unmute your mic.
Hey, Danielle.
Hi.
Did you make an ace on the first day of the year? Is that what was on Instagram?
Yes. 8th hole at TPC Summerlin. I had to beg my friend David Lipsky to play golf with me because no one will play with me on the first day. They said, we're not waking up at 8 a.m. and doing this.
Did you feel like that was a good omen for the year?
I didn't necessarily look at it as like a year thing. I just thought it was pretty cool to make a hole-in-one on the first day of the year.
Your first round of the year?
Yeah,
How many aces do you have in your
I
life?
have 13. That was my 13th.
Holy
But
cow.
yeah, I mean, you can't look. How about if you just trip over a curb? You're not gonna say that's a bad omen for the entire year, right? That's kind of. So it's I just go whatever. It's a good
Right, but
day.
if it's positive, you could go with it. What? How many of those are in competition? Your aces?
I want to say 4.
Okay.
I want to say 4, but it might be 3. I made 5 in 1 year, and that's the year that I won 2 cars in 2 weeks. And I made the third one in Hawaii, and if I'm wrong, the fourth one might have been in a tournament, it might have not been in a tournament. But I did make 5 that year.
Did anyone buy you a drink, or did you buy anyone a drink after this one?
I probably bought David a Starbucks, but
Okay, I'm just curious. One more thing. Do you write down goals for the season, or what do you and Butch talk about when you think about how you want the season to shape up?
I think it's a bit different than last few years. We've approached this season as in where I want to be the next week, where I want to peak, but more so than the game, I think we're more focused on how I feel and where my body's at to be able to do the swing that he's taught me, to be able to produce the speed that I can produce on the range. I sometimes don't. I go up to the range and I'm swinging probably 7 miles per hour slower. Those are the things we're trying to be more consistent with, and that's about it. We can't focus so much on, the result of becoming blank or I have to win blank. I mean, at the end of the day, I just have to get consistent and feel comfortable on every week that I play.
What specifically has to happen physically for you to be in the place to get those extra 7 miles an hour?
I think figuring out my routine a bit better on the road, figuring out my workouts a bit better. I didn't have injuries last year, knock on wood. Same thing, just being able to fire and engage and be efficient. Every day I wake up, it's a bit different, right? If it's cold, my body tightens up. If it's hot, I'm ready to go. I play really well in heat. I do not play well in the cold. We can all look at my stats. I miscut every single almost year in the British Open. So, but I'm trying to change that. Even this year during the winter, Vegas was very cold. So I went out there blowing probably 30 miles per hour at 40 degrees. I tried to keep playing because my caddy's dream is to win the British Open. So I need to figure out how to play in the cold and warm up as fast as I can in the morning so that my driver is not ready to go by the 15th hole. Being able to dial in speed, I've learned that it's not up to the superintendent or the LPGA to make the greens as consistent. I need to figure out how the greens are rolling in the morning and dial into the speed. So those things, it's just little things.
Thank you. I love that you're wanting to win a major for Ollie. Specific one.
Yeah, specific one.
Thank you.
No problem.
Definitely have to keep Ollie happy. Got a question over here?
Hi, this is Nathaniel with News 6 here in Orlando. You mentioned that with the Diamond Resorts at that course, you played it several times. Here at Lake Nona, maybe not as much. What's the mindset going into this tournament, knowing that you've only maybe played it a couple times, but this is like a pretty big tournament to start off the year? Yeah,
it's a pretty big tournament, and the golf course is very difficult. It's a good track, great design. Greens are so fast. And I think for me, it is beginning of the year. Normally, I'm always ready to come out of the gates and ready to just burst through the door. But actually this year, I feel more kind of calm about it. Yesterday I didn't play very well, but I still just don't know the golf course. So the best thing I can do is know the green speed and around the greens, being able to make par and know that I'm not going to make 8 birdies out here, just like the Diamond Resorts the Four Seasons golf course. It's different. So that was more resort course. This is more golf shot making. So I'm pretty stressed out with the golf course starting first week, but you just got to do the best you can and treat it kind of like a major and take the shots when I can and be able to be aggressive when I can as well.
And I'm sure you get asked this all the time too, with all the celebrities out here as well, and this being a tough golf course. Is that still a distraction for players out here, or is it more of like a calming sense that it is still kind of a fun tournament for the fans and for the celebrities and also for you players?
So seriously, every year I played with Lee Bryce. He's a big distraction. I mean, he's a big guy, and he's not good at golf, and I'm gonna say that again. But he is so fun. It doesn't really bother me. I wish I could play with him 4 rounds in a row. We tried that last year, didn't work, but I mean, he roots me on while I'm playing. He's like the best hype man ever. So I don't really care if he's shooting 100 next to me. Just gotta focus on my own game like I normally do. It's like every week in, week out, you can play with players that are playing well or not playing well, or that it gets angry and that doesn't. It shouldn't affect you. I mean, you still have to hit your own shot, so.
Have you picked Annika's brain or anything about this golf course? Anyone who's out here? Because, I mean, Annika knows this course pretty well.
Annika?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her yesterday, said hi, but I don't know, the golf course is interesting. You have to just know the golf course. I played 5 holes, and I'm pretty sure every single hole I made a mistake. I go, oh, I shouldn't go there. Oh, I should not go here. But I should have known that. Played here before, but it takes time for me. So I think being very aware, being mindful, and being focused probably would help me more so than anything else this week.
Gotcha. Do we have anything further? Nope. All right, well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Enjoy your afternoon. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.